The two main challenges that people have is when they first start out is learning how to lock the slide to the rear. I have a lot of students that have a hard time dropping the magazine, manipulating their hand with only one hand on the gun to get around to the side where they're going to use their thumb to activate the magazine release button or the magazine catch. What's up, warriors? This is Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you found your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button, and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops so you can get all sorts of cool content from here as well. All right, warriors, this is a follow-up to our Firearms Training 101 series, Glock for Beginners, but it's not just for Glocks, it's for any gun really for that matter. We're going to talk about 2 challenges that I find that a lot of new shooters have when they're using a semi-automatic magazine-fed pistol, especially a Glock, but I see it with SIGs and Smith & Wesson and all the other ones too. Remember, first and foremost, when you're doing any of these exercises, and I can't stress this enough, which is why I say it all the time, is firearm safety starts with you. Whatever you're doing, just make sure, check, double check, triple check, quadruple check, that everything you're doing is safe. If it's something you're doing at home, no ammunition in the room. Gunsmithing, gun cleaning, gun drills, familiarization, orientation, field stripping, putting it back together, any of that stuff, man, live ammunition, there should be several steps you got to go through to get that live ammunition, okay? A different room, in the closet, in the safe. Simple. That way everything is off the table except for what you're using, and that's how we keep accidents from happening. The 2 main challenges that people have, in my experience, one is when they first start out is learning how to lock the slide to the rear. It's a simple procedure, except when it's new to you. Now, I find that women more so than men have that challenge, but not just women, plenty of men too. People with smaller hands tend to have this challenge, but not just people with small hands. And if their grip is not real strong. I usually, when I meet somebody, I go to shake their hand. If I feel kind of like a light grip, later on, I'm not shocked when I see that they have a little bit of a challenge with this until they learn how to just use the proper amount of strength and grip strength and all that stuff to get the hang of this. So the most important part with locking the slide to the rear is the safety aspect. So one, you don't want to be like, you know, manipulating the gun where it's kind of facing down or it's facing you or you're looking in the middle. Like, God, you want the hole in the front. You want the hole in the front of that gun to always be pointed in a safe direction, and the safe direction is away from people. If you're at the range or you're at home and you're going to practice like proper range etiquette and getting the muscle memory of how to act and behave and follow the rules at a range, well then you take a table and you just designate that table's the bench, that side of the bench is downrange, the targets are over there, I will not cross that line. If anything drops on that side of it, it's gone, it's okay, I'm leaving it there, and I'm going to practice from back on this side. Wherever I have that gun facing, the hole in the front has to be pointing in that direction. Not sideways, definitely not back at me, and not at anything unless I intend to destroy it. So now, we have a safe and empty weapon, we have empty magazines, there's no ammunition anywhere near the table, and we're going to practice our fundamentals. So the first fundamental, again, is locking the slide to the rear. When practicing locking the slide to the rear, the first part of that you really want to kind of practice is the gripping of the slide. Now, the top part that does the moving is called the slide. The bottom part that you hold on to is called the frame. Anytime I'm doing anything except for shooting, my finger is off the trigger and on the frame. So it's not up on the slide, it's on for a Glock, the polymer plastic part. Hold my grip, let go of the trigger, finger on the frame so that this can slide, and no part of my skin, hand, finger, thumb is going to get caught in the moving part, which is the slide. Okay? So the first thing is finger off the trigger on the slide, proper grip of the slide itself. Now there's 2 schools of thought on that. Some people that are monkey grippers and some people that are lobster clawers. So in martial arts, we refer to, like, if you're going to glue your thumb to the side of your hand and grab, or grab somebody's clothing or whatever, and you're not using your thumb, we call that monkey grip. And if you're going to be using your thumb for whatever the purpose is, we call that lobster claw. The way that translates to firearms training is that if I'm going to use the heel of my palm against the grooves on the top and rear of the slide, I use my pinky ring and middle finger. Those are the greatest points of strength in your grip to hold the slide, not the frame, not the whole gun. I just grab the slide because, again, I don't want any parts of this to get caught in any moving parts. If you do, you'll only do it once. If I'm a monkey gripper, I hold it like this. If I'm a lobster clawer, I'm going to grab it. My thumb goes on this part over here, and I use the side of my index finger to grab like this. I know other people that will grab with like the fingertips, their first, second, and third finger. However you choose to do that one. Again, I'm a monkey gripper. That's how I learned it. That's how I do it. That's how I teach it. But I teach people of all experience levels, so if they come in and they do it differently and it's working for them, I don't mess with it. Just be sure that if you're having a hard time with it, one, if you're new to this, see which one works better for you. And no matter which one you do, make sure you keep all parts clear of the slide, okay? All your flesh out of the moving parts. And most importantly is that your finger is off the trigger. So again, if you're having a hard time locking the slide to the rear, and now you got your grip and you know how to hold your hand on the gun and hold the frame with your finger off the trigger, and you know whether you're a monkey gripper or a lobster clawer and you know how to grab the slide, the challenge that a lot of people have is making sure that they pull the slide back all the way. So if you're you hear when I pull it back all the way, there's like a bang. That's just the frame going back as far as it can with a little bit of force. That lets me know, like, you'd have to, I don't know how strong you'd have to be to rip this thing off the top without doing other steps first, but to just, so whether you're thinking push with this hand or pull with this hand or both, or putting the gun like in front of you in your workspace. Some people try to do it out here. They do all sorts of crazy stuff. Now, if you're a person that needs to kind of like twist your body to like, or manipulate the gun around you, well, remember, the hole in the front has to be pointed downrange at the target, safe direction, away from people, between you and the threat, however you want to think about it. The hole has to be pointed safe direction. If you feel like you need to bring that gun close to your body to do it, then what you do is you keep the whole point there and you wrap everything else around it. Make sense? So that way, I need to lock the slide to rear or rack it or whatever with the gun close to me like this. So instead of bringing the gun toward me, I bring me to the gun. And again, I make sure that no part of me goes in front of that hole in the front. I reach over the top, pull it back till you get that bang. And I tell my most basic students, just do this and hold, and hold, and hold. Fingers off the trigger, good grip on the gun, good grip on the slide, good grip on the handle, on the frame. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. You're a lobster claw. Again, I just turn my body so that the muzzle, the barrel, the hole in the front, pointed down range. Rotate my hand over, get my grip however works best for me. Pull in, till you hit a bang. Not the bang, you don't bang, but that slamming of the frame as far as it'll go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, let it go. So, once you could develop the muscle memory of how to bring it back as far as it'll go, the next part that a lot of people have a hard time with, and it's just because you're using fine motor skills to do something that you're not used to doing on a device you never used before. The slide catch release. So there's a spring in the front of the Glock, and that's what makes it work. When it goes bang, the explosion sends the frame back, it ejects the shell, the shiny part of the bullet out to the side, launches the projectile down range, and the spring is what makes it slam back into place, feeding another round, a fresh bullet into the chamber so that it could shoot again, semi-automatic. So when you pull against that spring, you know, you're trying to not just pull it back, but now you got to hold it back while you use your thumb. If you're a righty, you're going to be using your thumb to activate this lever. And the lever doesn't go into the gun, and it doesn't go towards the front of the gun. It doesn't come back towards you. It goes up, up, up toward the slide. So there's a little groove in here so that when I pull the slide back, this is weird as a lefty like this, huh? But I pull it all the way back and I push this little lever up into the frame. So this little lever catches the slide, so the slide cannot go forward. Now there's a spring and it's under pressure that if you push that down, that's what makes it, you know, like chamber the next round or send the slide forward. So for a beginner who's having a hard time, the first thing we do is make sure we're holding the gun correctly. Then we make sure that we have the strength to like rack it and hold it and control it. Now, when you go to use that lever, this is where you're gonna a lot of times have to shift your hand around. So like when I do it, I shift my hand so that I'm using the pressure of not my knuckles I use for punching, but I guess the underside of those knuckles to keep forward pressure on the back of the gun so that I could roll my hand around the handle to get my thumb to this point to access this with like good control, good dexterity. Now, the most important rules is that, one, we don't let anything pass in front of the gun. We don't let anything into the trigger guard or near the trigger, definitely not on the trigger. And we don't want to let any part of our flesh go into that groove that separates the polymer or plastic part from the metal sliding moving part, okay? So I pull it back, fingers off the trigger, pull it back. I rotate my hand around, and this is why you practice this at home with no bullets, no ammunition, just so you get used to it. And then I use my dominant thumb, my shooting hand thumb, to push the slide up, and it locks to the rear, okay? If you are a lobster claw person, then again, I don't turn myself, if I'm shooting, I don't bring it to where it's comfortable for me. I bring myself around the gun, again to where it's comfortable for me, but so that the gun is still pointed down range. I roll my hand over, use my lobster claw to grab. I'm still gonna use that pressure to, again, keep my support hand on the slide, nothing in between the moving parts. My other hand, I kind of shift it just enough that I could get my thumb to this lever to slide it up with my finger off the trigger. Boom, 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 slide locks to the rear. I roll it over, pull it back, and there's your slide lock to the rear. And the second one that people have a hard time with, which seems so easy, once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bicycle. You know, when you're first starting to learn how to ride a bicycle, it's like seems impossible. And then all of a sudden, oh, that's not so hard. That's kind of easy. Then you look at somebody else and you see them having a hard time. You're like, oh man, I forgot I was there once. But when people are new to this, and it's challenging for them, you know, so be patient with them, help them. Once you get to where you're going, help the next guy in line. So when you are going to, you're at the range and you're shooting, again, empty magazine, empty firearm. This, such a simple thing, like dropping the magazine. I have a lot of students that have a hard time dropping the magazine. Some like, no problem, but way more than you would think have a hard time dropping the magazine. And it's not that they don't know how to catch it or let it, you know, drop to the deck or whatever. Their hard time is manipulating their hand with only one hand on the gun to get around to the side where they're going to use their thumb to activate the magazine release button or the magazine catch. So what I tell people is the same rule applies for locking the slide to the rear. You could use your strong hand, shooting hand, dominant hand, any way you need to, so long as, one, no part of your body goes in front of the gun, two, that the gun always stays pointed in that safe direction, three, that your finger is always off the trigger. Do these sound familiar? If you know the 4 firearm safety rules, they're all of them. How do you do the thing you're trying to do with the gun while following all those rules? Easy, right? But not so easy. So I tell them, finger off the trigger, shift your hand around, keeping control of the firearm until you get to a point where you can use your thumb to drop the magazine. Now, this is another great thing that you could practice at home. No ammunition. You could use even one magazine. You just sit there, drop the magazine, get a good grip. Load the magazine, drop the magazine, get a good grip. Good grip. Now, for some people, they get the grip part and they have a hard time with the thumb part. Which part of their thumb? They're using the flat part, not the point. Mess with that, see what's going to work best for you. Some of them, it's the grip strength of holding everything and still trying to, like, I'm trying to hold the gun and balance the gun and keep the gun pointed down range and hit that button, but I'm just having a hard time with it. Well, you know, I had a hard time with push-ups, so I started doing them. Just do it. But again, it's something that you don't, ammunition is expensive right now, hard to find right now. Range, you know, I got to get to the range and get my bag ready. Hey man, make sure all your live ammunition is somewhere else. Just grab your gun and your magazine with no ammunition present and practice this. You're shooting, you're shooting, you're shooting. I'm empty. Safe direction, finger off the trigger, adjust your grip, drop your magazine. New magazine in. Shooting, shooting, shooting. Now, I often get asked the question, well, can't I just use my other hand? No, you can't. No, you can't use your other hand. What you're supposed to be practicing is how you're going to be accessing your next magazine to use it to get back to defending yourself. So you don't want to occupy the hand that's reaching for your next magazine. You need one hand to do its job so the other hand can do its job. Okay? Again, at home, you want to practice like getting used to your firearm and being able to do all the things that you're going to need to do just at the range for basic shooting purposes. Not even defending your home or anything tactical. I mean, just like how to use your gun the way it's supposed to be used without hurting yourself or somebody else. And the basic stuff that, you know, in the beginning, if you're not sure how to use it, you make it safe and empty. If you don't know how to make it safe and empty, you just place your firearm down on the bench with the hole pointing down range. You step away and you find somebody to help you. Raise your hand and look for a range safety officer, or, you know, gun community is pretty friendly. You'll be able to find somebody to help you. But if you don't know what to do, then you ask for help. These are things that once you get good at it, it's a simple thing that you'll be able to help somebody else with. Safely, always safely, always safely. So if you're at home and you want to practice this so that next time you go to the range, you could do this, no problem. Empty gun, empty magazine. You got a hold of the grip. You're going to, one, keep the muzzle pointed in the safe direction. Finger off the trigger. You maneuver your body however you have to so that you still have a good grip on the firearm and you're able to access that button. Simple. Again, one of the things that people have a hard time with is are they using the flat of their thumb? Sometimes there's not enough pressure or strength in their grip using the flat part of the thumb to depress that button far enough to release the magazine. Sometimes you got to kind of roll your thumb a little bit and use the point of your thumb. I use the front. Personally, again, that's how I do it, is I use the front upper part, so not the nail, not the flat part, but definitely the front between the flat and the nail. I kind of roll my thumb a little bit and put some inward pressure with my thumb to drop the magazine. And if you notice, I kind of roll my hand a little bit just so I could get to it. And as you get better at it, you'll just, you know, you do it. And it's always in your grip. You're always in control of it. You're not dropping it. If anything falls at the range, let it go, especially if it falls in front of the bench. If it's that important, get a range safety officer over to come help you, and they'll call a ceasefire, get everybody to drop, you know, bench their weapons, steps back, no accidents happen. Either they'll go get it for you or you go get it. But if you ever drop anything, just let it go. Don't try to catch it. Well, if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you got to have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button too, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you got to have more, you can find us on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. Well, that's all I got for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.